Greetings, YouTube. I have had the privilege of being in some amazing alliances, and I've had the privilege, or I should say detrimental privilege, of being in some terrible alliances. Now, the million-dollar question is, how do you know if you're in a great alliance, and how do you know if you're in a terrible one? And I think the answer is pretty similar. The first one is, how many people share your same goals? Maybe you are what I not so affectionately like to refer to as a lazy loser. You're the person who joins a group project, barely communicates with people, and just tells them that you'll look it over when it's done. You don't want to do the work. This is a great analogy for things like Alliance War and even Alliance Quest, where you know the people in the Alliance that do the bare minimum of fights on their path. They never take the mini boss or the main boss because they know if they wait long enough, somebody is going to take care of it themselves. I used to be one of those people, to be quite frank, because I was scared of losing my best champions to the bosses and didn't have confidence in my skills. But I had leaders challenge me for years to say, Prof, even if you lose, just try. We don't care if you take down the boss. We care if you just try. And that was really good advice. And yeah, I would sometimes get wrecked and would sometimes feel like I probably should regret going in because I'd get down like 5% damage and then lose, say, Corvus. But eventually I became a mini boss and even final boss slayer in my alliance where people knew that I would step in and take the boss. Now, you don't always want to have that pressure, but it is nice to know that you can do it with your roster and your skills if need be. But now in an alliance, really part of the biggest issue is this 7-star celebration milestones, because if you're alliance and you can just tell, well, we're at 2.4 million. We've got people who are getting closer to 200,000 points. And even after all of my points, I did jump up to 150,000. I was like number 17. I'm now number 4. Now, that was partially due to a tirade that included opening $600 to $700 worth of crystals when I thought I would open $100 worth, and looking like I was going to the Marvel Casino Champions ATM and just charging up the card constantly in hopes of hitting the jackpot, when really, of course, I had no chance whatsoever. But let's say that you're somebody who really wants all those milestones, as you should, in an alliance. Well, we have somebody named Ant. Is it? I'm going to butcher this. Antrasis? Antrasis? I'm just going to say Ant. He says, kick twice, losing 7-star celebration alliance event. And this is a total nightmare. I will say, as a journalism professor, typos happen to everyone. Lord knows I've made plenty in my day as a YouTuber. But you probably should make alliance have the full vowels in it on a title. Hello. I've been with this alliance for several months. When the new 7-stars were dropped, everyone's hyped game had a bit of lag issues. Opened 2 7-stars, did the first 5,000 points, and I went to sleep. When I woke up, I was allianceless, kicked in the first 24 hours, and been told that 24 hours were enough to do the milestones out of a 14-day event. I was added back. I opened 300 pounds worth of Paragon crystals to reach all of the alliance milestones, and I did, just to face the 12 days and 24-hour blackouts for a 13 days and 2 hours left of the event. So I was unable to get the alliance milestones, even though my previous points before kick and the points I did after were registered to the alliance. And I was kicked again and lost the ability to get the alliance rewards for new alliances because I joined too late. I'm truly desperate, upset, depressed, stressed, because in my eyes I did nothing wrong. I lost the Battlegrounds rank rewards too, but they aren't that game-changing like the 7-star celebration, where you can never get those rewards in any type of content. 2 6-star selectors for Catalyst, 1 relic, a 6-star relic, many others. It's heartbreaking, sad, and frustrating to lose everything you worked hard for, kick of an officer or a leader, and lose the progress of 8 years spinning the game. 8 years worth of spinning in a game. That's a lot. I was kicked before Rank War, Season Rewards, or Gifting Event. I never reached out to speak about it now. Really disappointed that I cannot get the help because I believe it's fair, and just for this injustice, blackout of 13 days or 14 days event, I believe it's hard for a sad player. It's a very rambling event. I've heard that some players were kicked after war season ended, but the rewards were not out. They get them. I hope it's true. Blah, blah, blah. So you'll see... This event requires you to be in alliance for 13 days to be eligible for milestone rewards. And you can see private correspondence, which Kabam is not going to be the biggest fan of putting on public forums. But yes, you can see not able to contribute to milestones, etc. I get it. We used to see this all the time in the gifting event more than anything else. It is a nightmare and a half, but I will say that over the course of the last few years, I've learned that the best thing you can do ultimately, and it'll be a blessing in some ways, is to find an alliance that you can trust people will at least come to you to talk to you about kicking you out and not just kick you. Unless you were doing something egregious, and I'm sure there might be some alliance officers that comment on this video or that forum post, the reasons why you were let go. You didn't really get into specifics, but this is a total nightmare. Watch out for bad alliances. That's the point. And for the record, I don't know if this is a bad alliance. I just know many alliances out there where there are stories where they'll kick somebody with no warning, even during the most crucial events. And those are the alliances you want to avoid. I was in one once. It was awful. I've never looked back. It's like finally leaving an abusive relationship.